member, Emily. We have good friends that we've known for a long time, Jill, and then we have new friends that we've just been able to get to know, and then I've got parents. This is great. And Laura, you're just family, right? So, no, but Laura's been one of our shift members and has been since day one that we started from the beginning. So there's a good dynamic here locally, and then online is kind of a similar thing. It's a few people online and so on. So we're going to have a lot of fun, but really, so I'm going to kind of make sure we get everything, what we're going to do before we do it. And then we're going to go through each station. You can see we have Dream Station, Motivation Station, Action Station, and that's also inside of your pamphlets, workbooks, okay? And the whole purpose, if you want to know what we're going to come out with at the end of this, is to actually have an action plan for what you want and have it broken down all the way to tomorrow, like the day. So tomorrow you will actually have what you're going to do tomorrow to get towards the end of the year, a year from now. So, and then teach you the process of actually being able to do that daily on your own, weekly on your own, monthly on your own, and just break it down. It's the easiest process that I've been able to figure out and that Christy and I have used for 3.5 years. And then refined it since then as well. And it's nothing magical, I'll tell you that. It's nothing, but we do think it'll help you figure out to make it easy for you instead of having to make it. If let's just put it this way: if we have to go to a big, like 12-hour seminar on how to simplify your life, it's not simple enough. If you're having to sit in a 12-hour seminar or a 3-day thing to try to get organized, so. That's my opinion. So what we can do is just go right into it. So the 3 stations that we're doing, we'll do one part that is every part that we do, we'll just do like a 3 to 5 minute intro to each one so you know what we're going to do in each station. And then we're going to then actually just go through it and do it. So we'll turn some music on and then walk around and make sure everyone's getting it down and taking action on their plan. Okay, and then from there, by the end, an action station is where we're actually going to break down everything, and you're going to have to be able to create whatever action plan you're going to do that you dreamt up. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Any questions at all? Just random questions. Nothing. No questions. Okay, so Christy is going to get us in state. So the first step before we even do anything is let's get in a good mood. Let's get in the good attitude of doing this. So you're going to have to step out of your comfort zone. The guys here, please step out of your comfort zone.
That's what we're going to be doing. So when we set goals or when we want to change, we have to feel clear. We have to feel free of any scattered random thoughts, like trying to get in park, and where is it, and what floor, and do I go up here? And we just want our minds to feel serene and calm. So Emily, you get to meditate. Emily's never meditated. So we're going to meditate. Who's meditated before? Shift gals, you did last time.
Help them understand, like, meditation.
So,
meaning, because there's many ways you could say I've meditated.
Right. So the reason we meditate is it zones you. Our brains get so busy and so crazy, and we live more in a conscious state of mind where the alpha and beta, I don't know if you've ever heard that with thinking. So we think so fast, and when we want to change, we have to have everything feel clear in our brain. There's so many different levels of meditating, to going to India and sitting there and meditating and just sitting literally the whole day, to themed meditations. So I'm just going to take you guys through a themed meditation. We did it last time with shift members. Did that help? Did that help zone you? And last time we sat down, are you guys okay to sit on the floor? Is that okay? Anyone? Elbow, and we're just going to go in a sequence. And I'll call out the sequence, and all you have to do is breathe and sit there and close your eyes. It's that easy. Are you guys okay with that?
Absolutely.
And onliners, I want you guys to do it with me too, okay? So, I don't know if you're,
So sit on the
so
floor.
sit on the floor,
To be
okay?
clear, when she said that, are you okay to sit?
And I want to turn on the lights.
Okay, which one were you doing?
Kundalini.
All right.
Any pillows that you sit on?
No, sorry. I was supposed to bring blankets when, but that, you know, I was into the balloons and stuff. My mind was busy. So it is nice to sit on a pillow. Okay, so everyone sit on the ground. I'm gonna walk around and with
Find a place.
and with meditating, you just keep your palms up to the ceiling.
All right, Christy is going around making sure everyone's good. So sit down and get comfortable. You can cross your legs, you can sit however you'd like, just get comfortable. And listen in.
Okay. So everyone will close their eyes. Palms are up. And you can put like straight, folded, whatever. Palms are up, they're relaxed. And to start off, to really know if you're relaxed, I want everyone to do thumbs out. This is actually the ego. So thumbs out, and I want you to squeeze your hands in as tight as you can. Squeeze your biceps into your side. Your elbows into your side, belly button into your spine. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And hold it right here. Inhale. Exhale out through your mouth. 2 more inhales. As you exhale, shoulders away from the ears. And again, this is just to get you clear so that you really can take it to a level tonight that you have never taken it to. Goal-wise. And release your hands, release the tension. And just breathe, inhale, exhale. Keep those eyes closed. If you have a hard time closing your eyes, when you first meditate, you can actually put your hands over your eyes. And again, this is just to get you streamlined into one zone, one channel, one neural pathway. I'm going to take you through a sequence. Some people meditate and think about nothing. Men call it the nothing box. But I'm going to take you through a guided meditation. Okay? We always start out with whatever happens to you and whatever is going on right now is the best possible thing that could ever happen to you. So you being here tonight, you showing up is the best possible thing that could ever happen. And when we think of the word goal setting, think of outcome, and what you're really seeking for is an emotion. You're looking for a certain emotion. So I'm going to take you all the way to 2014. And what emotion do you want to feel? How do you want to feel? Take a deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. Don't worry, I'm facing the other way. I'm not looking at you. How do you want to feel? Peace, love, free, progression, moving forward, new. Just think of how you want to feel. By default, your body will create this stuff. It'll create the body. It'll create the car. It'll create the house. How do you want to feel? 2014. sure this time how you want to feel, what you want to accomplish. So think. So this is the guided part of the meditation. I want you to think of what it is. Start to create your story. Start to create what it is. You can focus in on just the body, your family, yourself, anything. Is that one thing that would make you feel that much better? What does it look like? What does it feel like? What does it act like? Keep thinking. Now you have to believe. You have to actually believe. Believe that you can actually accomplish that. Believe that you've been given everything to accomplish what you want. You've been given every motivation, you've been given every discipline. It's there. It's in you. Believe it. We're going to transition to the energy field. So take on that energy. So whatever it is that you want this next year, take on that energy. An energy filled, expression. In other words, what would you be doing when you woke up in the morning? What would you be doing at noon, at 3 p.m.? What time would you be going to bed? Who would you be around? What type of people would you attract? Take on that energy fill. Another deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. Zone in. Stay very individualized here. And the last part is to live in the know. I know it will happen because you believe it. You've taken on that type of energy. You created the look of it. And remember, it's all about creation. You all have the ability to create. So live in the know. Remember, it all started with the emotion of what you wanted to feel like. Just going to kind of backtrack, start at the beginning again. What do you want to feel like? What does it look like? What does it act like? What does it produce? Believe it. Hold on to that. Hold on to the belief. Don't let anyone, anything, any book, any life circumstance holds you back from believing that you can accomplish that. Take on that energy field. What would you be doing when you woke up in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening? And then live in the know. I know it will happen. I know I can do this. And open your eyes. Good. So you guys can take it back to your seats. We'll put on some fun music to get you just jazzed.
This music starts here.
Yeah. It's Kundalini yoga music.
All right. Lights. Lights.
Okay, we have to have someone tell us how you feel. Dawn, relax. Relax. Did you get the guided part of it? Did you actually visualize it? Did you get like a part of your brain that channeled you there? How'd you do it? I loved it. Very relaxing. Is it everyone?
Chris. All right, so let's. Did you get all the lights? Are they just warming up?
How did your
All right.
onliners feel?
What was that?
Yeah, how did the onliners do?
How do the onliners do? Well, we'll do it. Heidi, share with us. Well, first of all, Heidi, what's your husband's name? Aaron. All right. Aaron, you're a tall dude, I hear. And now I see. Heidi told me. But Heidi, share a little bit on how you felt, because you've done this before, and I'm assuming a few other times with Christy. So how do you usually feel, and how does it benefit you when you're either meditating or just getting in a good state of mind?
I think like it relaxes you, so it just kind of helps you refocus. But
Okay.
I guess for me, it's helpful to do like that visualization where you're kind of visualizing things you want,
Okay.
what it looks like, things like. So, I don't know, just making it more like tangible experience.
Yeah. So tangible experience helps you to really relax. I like that. For me, anytime I meditate, I don't typically do the stuff. Only because I tend to laugh at myself if I do that.
You just haven't
But
studied.
I'm not saying I would laugh at you. I'm saying but I do like just sitting in a quiet spot and being able to concentrate on almost nothing. And when I say concentrate, actually I have to concentrate on not thinking because my mind's going so rapidly, and I'm so used to something beeping or vibrating in my pocket, my phone going, or the whatever, all the distractions. So it's nice to actually take even 5 minutes to do that and to feel relaxed. So the whole point of that, though, is not just to feel relaxed, but to get your mind a little more open to the dream station. So let's get excited for this, because this is where I want you to have a lot of energy in this. So if you could stand up and really, what was that? If you want to do push-ups. So we're gonna do. I just want every time we're gonna transition from each station, we'll stand up and we'll just move around. So right now, what do you want to do on this one? Christy's in charge of our transitions.
We have a drawing, so you guys can win something tonight. So, and I will tell you that it's more girly stuff. But so if you win, maybe give it to your spouse or whatever. But so we're gonna have a little contest. So we just meditated. We're super relaxed. Now we're just gonna increase your blood flow just a little bit. So we're gonna do a contest of who can do the most push-ups in 1 minute.
All
So
right.
I know that some of you are dressed up. I love your faces. And onliners, you guys can tell us how many you did. So we're gonna time you. Brent's gonna do it with you also.
I am.
Whoever can
Okay.
do the most in 1 minute.
I'm not in the competition.
I'm gonna make sure. I loved your face. We're gonna do push-ups.
So we got 1 minute.
Is it a modified version underneath?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey,
do
and
Gal push-ups or
this is the prize. though. This is the
regular
prize.
push-ups.
You get a 2-week, and this is Dawn. Dawn, raise your hand. She's a carb instructor, and you get a 2-week unlimited, right?
It's in the envelope.
Yes, in the envelope.
And this
yes.
isn't necessarily the girly one, because guys can
Guys
do
can do
this too.
this. Justin does it, and it's an awesome class. Carve Studio in Linden, you get 2-week unlimited classes. Killer class. I've seriously never been so sore with my butt. It was amazing. So here we go. 1 minute. Who's gonna win? Mom, who's gonna win? Who's excited? Say yes. Okay, on your marks. Get set. All miners, you better do it too. And go. 1 minute. Oh yeah. Count. 15. You guys, I'm trusting
72.
you. 32.
Heidi, you're cheating.
Good job, you guys. 30 seconds. Woo-hoo-hoo. Laura, that is This is your first workout on 2013. Nice, Tom. Nice, Justin.
Oh, okay.
Knee pads. I know. And 5, 4, 3, 2,
Come on, Greta.
and done. Good job. Yeah, Greta just. Oh, Laura, do I need to come do those for you?
Isn't that who did the least of everything?
Okay, who had over 30?
You fell off?
I wasn't really.
Wait, what did you
Who
say?
had over 35? Who had over 40? Who had over 50?
Oh,
50? Who had 52? Oh, you had 50. You won it. Woohoo!
the gal.
You got the two part.
All right. So, okay, do you feel more awake after that?
Meditate and then push-ups.
I got to like 25 and I thought, you know what, I'm not gonna kill myself. So thank you for killing yourselves. All right, and so right now, let's get right down to it. So we're gonna go into Dream Station. All this is, here's all that's required at this step. No, there are no limitations. In fact, if you'd open up to your workbook to Dream Station, which is page 5, and on the opposite page, which of that, on page 4, let's have someone just read this quote real quick, because this is a really important one. Don, do you mind?
In absence of clearly defined goals, we become strangely loyal to performing daily acts of trivia.
All right, who can attest to this? Definitely so, right? That even goes down to an hour sometimes. If you don't have a defined goal in your hour, not just your year or your month, but in an hour, whether you want to call it a goal or a to-do or whatever you're calling that, if you don't have something defined on what you're trying to do, you just find yourself doing something that is trivial in most cases. Whether that's social media or that's cleaning the counter off for the 16th time for no reason, or whatever it is, right? So it can be anything at all. Or at work, you're clearing off your desk and you don't know what, you just find yourself kind of checking a few things, checking email. Let me check email again. Did anything come in my inbox? Nope, okay. You know, it goes like that. So you've got to have something clearly defined. And that's the first thing. So we're going to define exactly what you want, but the only rule is you cannot have any limitations in this part. So 2013, you cannot have any limitations. Okay, does everyone agree to that? Okay, so and I'm not going to say don't dream big, but I'm not saying accomplish all your life goals in 2013 either. You know, like if it's going to take 10 years to probably get that in your mind, then don't make that a goal for this year. But you certainly can make it a goal to work towards something like a 10-year goal. So we're only working on 2013, and we're going to break it down into categories. Life categories is what we call them. If you're a member of Shift, you know exactly, help somebody, please, in fact. So life categories are what we break down and from your full life. And let me see if I can get this red to erase. This is like the ultra marker here.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Do these goals, can they only affect you, or can it be like, I want somebody else to change?
Let me repeat that. This goal, so the question of Emily's is, does this goal can it be a goal for somebody else to change, or a goal for them perhaps, or a goal that I have for them? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Who's this goal for? Would I know him?
Maybe. Don't say anything.
Okay.
Power and
Certainly, but the best thing you can do is make a goal for yourself and let that work itself out, or let him work himself out. So, but that would be my suggestion. So, could guys attest to that here in the room? If someone tries to work on you, you probably are going to resist more. Would you? Yes. So, even if it's a secret, and then when we find out, oh boy, will we make your life miserable. It'll be so fun. So, all right. So, here we go. So, Dream Station, the first thing, there's 7 categories. Who wants to help me name those off? This is for women specifically, but guys, you can translate it really quick. So, body, emotion. Sorry, my handwriting's awesome. Environment. And these are not in any certain order, it doesn't matter.
Beauty and sexuality.
So beauty, sexuality, like being a woman. I almost was going to abbreviate that. Sexuality, okay. Spiritual. Okay. What else? That's 5.
Relationships.
Relationships and companionship. I'm obviously not trying to do the handwriting here, that's not the point, but companionship, that's 7. There's also finances you could add in there. There's also what I would call thing goals, which are just things. Those are more of what a lot of us would call the worldly goals, or objects. You know, you want a new car this year. Okay, fine, we'll make that a goal. What car is that? Or whatever it is, that's a thing goal. That could be included though in environment if you wanted that to be. That could be part of your environment. So there's multiple categories in your life, but here's the key. When you, right now, starting now, we're going to take 3 minutes. You're going to have to fly here. So if you have questions, ask them fast. We have 3 minutes per category, and we're going to do a minimum of 7, or the maximum of 7 categories. So I'm not going to go, if you have more than that, we're only going to do, we have enough time for 7 of them, okay? So I wouldn't suggest you have any more than 8 categories anyways in your life, because it gets complicated if you do, trying to manage all of that. So does anyone have questions on what a life category is? Or you could say if you are 7 habits of highly effective people, that would be a role in your life that you have. Does anyone have questions on what that is? Okay, so go ahead, first one, turn to your first category sheet. It looks like this. It says life category, right here. On this side, where it's just a bunch of lines, that's the one I want you on though, for now, okay? Well, and you can write at the top of this page here, but over here, there's a blank line right at the top. That's the name of the life category you're going to give it. It can be whatever name you want it to be. It does not have to be exactly this. If you can't think of one, just use one of these, okay? That matches yours best. So write that at the top right now, the life category. Go ahead now. Whatever one you're going to do, just one of them. We're only going to focus on one of them right now. Any one of those you want, or any category in your life. You've got like 10 seconds. 5 seconds. Okay. Okay, so now, here we go. I'm going to time it. We've got 3 minutes. Sorry, I'm going to push this. As much as it's good to take time, it's actually, I found better to actually just put a time on it and just write like crazy. Don't worry about your handwriting, okay? So you got 3 minutes to write like crazy. Under that category, what you want this year to happen in that category. So think of when Christy was asking those questions and meditating. Just what do you want in that category? So starting right now, write like crazy. It can be a sentence, it can be a word. Don't worry about getting too detailed. You can detail it later, okay? Just write and write and write. Here we go. 3 minutes. All right. Just make sure
And in shift, we consider this a brain dump. So just dump it all out.
Okay? It doesn't have to be, it can be amount, so finance can be an amount of money, but it also can mean get out of debt, it can also mean, reduce my bills, it all means which of those would be, which bills would be, body. Body, good. Relationships, good. I'm not gonna read your stuff on This is anything. This is absolutely anything. We're at a minute and a half right now. You've only got another minute and a half to move to the next category.
Homeliners, do you have any questions? Just chat with us. Thanks for helping Brenda, Larianne.
All right, you got 55 seconds.
So you're just doing a brain dump on your body. Or, sorry, whatever category you picked.
What is it? Remember, do not hold back. Don't even question it. If you start writing it, just write it. It's not like you can't scratch it off if you just do that right, okay? Just be unlimited in how you think about it. Don't worry about that. You get to refine that later. Oh, look at this. She's shaking her hands. She's writing so fast. All right, 10 seconds. We're going to move on to the next category in 5 seconds. All right. Stop. All right, so flip the page over. Don't even look at what you have. Just flip the page over. We're going to move quickly to keep your brain going. Okay?
Okay, so next page.
What's the next category you want to work on out? Again, you can pick off the list, give it a name, same exact process. What's the next category? We're going to go another 3 minutes. So a few of you yell out what you're going to work on. Emotion. What else? Spirituality. Spirit. What else? Jill, what are you thinking? Body. Okay. Mother. What are you going to work on? What's the next one?
Fitness.
Fitness body. Fit body. Yeah, you need to work on that. Not really. All right. Okay, so here we go. It's 3 minutes. Anything goes. Here we go. Starting now. What are we going to accomplish in 2013? Body. Can we write whatever we want? Okay. Sure. Ask, can I write this yet? You have permission. Good points. All right, it's been a minute and a half, halfway there. Sometimes it helps to pretend like you have unlimited resources to do this. 2014, you have unlimited resources to do this. What are you going to do with those resources? All right, 45 seconds left. Seconds. All right, that's it. Actually, I went over by 7 seconds. All right, here we go. So next category. Are you guys, your hands getting tired?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So next category, we've got to push through these. This adds up, obviously. If we're going 3 minutes or about 4 minutes apiece, I might even break it down to 5 here, just to save some time and our wrist. So next category, here we go. Any questions so far? Because we're just going to keep going. No? All right, so we ready to think. So switch your mind over to, from whatever you've done, pick another category. Some of you pick body, pick emotion, pick environment. Environment, by the way, you could say your home, or you could say your workplace is involved in that, your vehicles, or your friends, beyond just your relationships, just your environment that you tend to be around. Do you want to change that? Or wherever your family tends to hang out, do you want to change that or improve that? Whatever that is, okay? Environment can be all those things, by the way. So here we go. We're starting right now.
Please don't out my street on the side of the highway, baby. I'm from is from your home is strong. Please don't ever let go. Oh no, I don't know you, but I want you so bad. Everyone has a secret, all can they keep it? Oh no, they can't. I never knew that things fall through, that everyone was waiting on you.
All right, 2 minutes left. All right, a minute. 1 minute left. Alright, wrap it up. I'm gonna cut it a little bit short so we can get to more categories. I'd rather, you guys doing okay on time? Is 3 minutes more than enough or not enough? Right? If you're writing fast, it's going. Because we're gonna cut it short and do this because, trust me, by the end of this process, we're gonna narrow it down. So it's not about getting all of these things as much as which ones are the must, the ones that you really want out of this list. But you got to get it all on paper first. So, all right. So next one, we got 2 minutes, okay? All right. In fact, we'll do 2 minutes. Ugh. Yeah. All right. I almost got to do a minute and a half. We'll do 2 minutes. So next one, go ahead and start right now. Next category. Let's get going. Again, please don't limit yourself. If you're getting tired of thinking about things, take a deep breath, stand up, do something, but don't limit your thinking. Guys, it tends to be with us that we tend to think of work a lot because we wrap that into our whole family life a lot. So it seems to be the same thing. So that's fine, but if you've only focused on things to help you work, whether you said body so you can do these things, try to think of it from a different perspective, different goals, different perspective than just work. Alright, that's 1 minute already. Yeah. That was faster. What else? What categories do we have? Yeah. Environment. Environment. Okay. 20 seconds. All right, 5 seconds. Wrap it up right now. We're going on to the next category. So how many is that so far? We have 4, right? We've conquered 4 of those puppies. Is that the 4th one you just finished?
4. Yeah.
Good, okay, so 5th one. Let's start again. Is it anyone running into anything? Any questions? Just keep writing. No? All right, we're clear, so let's just keep in that state. So, in fact, actually, hurry and stand up a second and shake it out, just real quick. Stand up, shake it out, jump up and down, do some jumping jacks, something. I can't even do jumping jacks. Move around, shake your wrist out, get it all ready.
Do you guys understand the importance of movement when you're writing and thinking? So you know, you have a myelin sheath that covers your brain, and that's the part of your brain that is when you're wanting to make a decision. So like kids, and you're wanting to talk them into something or explain something, you want to stimulate your myelin sheath. And the only thing that triggers the myelin sheath is blood flow. So that's why you're supposed to move around. So, yeah.
All right.
So with kids, I would be on the trampoline and then talk to them.
Here we go. 2 minutes. Write down that next category and go.
Who likes Michael?
35 seconds. 25 seconds. Here we go.
Right.
Okay, that's it. Next one. Next category. So we're on the 6th one. So we only have 2 more. So about 5 minutes left on this. And so we're gonna stop writing after these next 2. We're just gonna fly right through both of them. And then we're gonna go right into motivation station. I'll explain more about what that is in a minute. Okay, so go ahead, start now. Your next category, whatever that is. I'm gonna just read these off for everybody again. You got body, emotion, environment, beauty, spirit, relationships, companionship or marriage. You've got thing goals. If you want to have that one, just say things. Finance, if you feel like you're short on things, you might want to make some goals for things, right? But however you want to do it. So here we are. Just keep going.
So you guys like Michael.
Yeah, it's 2013. So maybe think of how old are you at this point? What haven't you done? What do you want to do? Who do you want to meet? Where do you want to go? His relationships, how's that with your children, your spouse, your friends, your neighbors? His spirit, how do you define that? What do you want? How are you going to strengthen your spirit? Something, a place you want to go? Stay mindful. That emotion, that's a big one. Okay, that's been a minute. Alright, 30 seconds. 30 seconds on this category. We have one more. Alright, that's 2 minutes. Wrap it up. So, last one. Which one have you not done? Write that down. We're going to do this one. Again, if you have more, you're going to need to do this on your own afterwards. But we want to get this. This will be the 7th one. So,
Wait, what's thing?
Things is just things go. That one's an extra. This is actually, there's 7 of them right here. And then things and finances certainly are important, but they're not part of the 7 that we tend to focus on. All right, so who needs a leather couch, Christy says. All right.
Needs a couch.
So go ahead and get started. Here we go.
reach out. This is how I roll. And when the print bats out of control, it's been food by the big ass roll. Then I Bruce Lee rock got to jump, yeah.
All right. That is, you got 40 seconds.
You picked a good theme song.
There we go.
This is the shift in song, absolutely. Just trying to bring in a lot of different emotions. Michael, you're sexy and you know it. It doesn't matter.
All right.
This is where we're gonna transition. Right.
Yep. Okay, so that wraps up. How does that feel to have lots of stuff written down? Who feels, well, first of all, who feels overwhelmed? Any types of overwhelming feelings when you start writing all that stuff down? Not in a bad way, just kind of like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of stuff.
Or who feels like a little more clear?
Clarity,
Sometimes that helps
what
with
you
clarity.
want. One of my favorite authors and speakers and so on, Jim Rohn, he's dead now, but he always just said, goal setting is really easy. Just decide what you want and write it down. that's what it comes down to, goal setting. But there's an art to it of actually doing, actually accomplishing it after you set the goals, right? And so we're going to move on towards that now. So it's 7:15. And we have till 8:30. So we still have, that sounds like a lot of time, but it's not once you get really focused on these next two areas here. So it's gonna be really good. So Christy, transition us here.
We get another special back prize. Okay, it's whoever can hold the longest walk. I'm just kidding, we won't.
Let's skip a physical one.
Okay, who wants to share? Because when you share and you're very honest with yourself, it actually will help others and it will help you take a step forward. But whoever will share a goal that they were so scared to write down, but they wrote it down and they're determined that they can work towards it. Please share. Or you guys can also like this really I'm just kidding.
Or any goal you want to share.
Something that you were really, at first you were like, you would have never thought to write it before you came here. You would have never even thought to even verbalize it, and then you wrote it down. Dawn, you're laughing, and I have a good prize. Oh, and
Hey, we're gonna be open.
this is the prize. Okay, and onliners, these are so cool. They're at Target. And it's when you're doing cardio, you can put your book like Zen around, and it doesn't like ruin the page. They're specifically for like book people. Wait, and I thought of you when I got a card. Yeah.
Hey,
I'm sure you could.
under relationships,
Okay, this is Dawn. Dawn's sharing with us.
I put more sex, hot sex.
Sharing.
All right.
There you go. And you know what? It does.
You should be happy.
No, it's true. To be very honest, it will. It'll take you guys, and we all know that will take your relationship to another level.
Good for you
Okay,
guys. Look
perfect.
at my
And
face.
onliners, I would love for you guys to share. You got an online comment. Thanks for that idea. So, onliners, share what something you were fearful of.
Yeah, let's see what
Going
you guys have, and we will
So-
share it with everyone sitting here.
Okay, one more person because I have 3 of those. It's for a book.
All right, has one.
You know what, Laura?
I'm midstream told to go.
Actually, no, Laura, Laura, this is for a carb. This is for a carb.
What?
A carb pass. Baby.
Hey, you know, I don't have no problem sharing. But one thing I think sometimes it's hard to look at things that are hard for you to work, like deal with in your life, you know? And so one thing I put down was just like, at the very end actually, it was the very last thing I wrote after everything at the very end of this book. But just recognizing that I should really try to work on a certain relationship in my life where it can be really caustic and realize that I need to really change how I, even though I could be right or whatever, or it's, you know, but I need to just really change myself and so that the other person can be happy with me and not put it on them. You know what I mean? Like just look at myself and try to make them happy, even though it might be really annoying and irritating for me to do that. But I need to just change myself, and it's actually with my dad. So that's who I just want to not let him irritate me so much, and be loving and work on that.
Awesome. Give her a hand.
All right.
You can go squeeze your butt for 2
All right. All right, so we good?
Second part, yep.
Nothing
What did they
else? You don't have
online?
anything
Did
for
they
us?
put on
I'm just
share?
playing with you. Yeah, what did you guys share on here?
Let's see.
Here's some. We're both.
Oh, I know. We look like we need to put glasses on. Understanding that I am enough. That's good. That's a good one. And you are enough. Getting brave enough to go into another relationship after being married for 25 years and divorced.
That's a big
That's a
one.
big one.
There's lots of big
So
ones.
thank you for sharing.
I would say the relationship ones are probably the most challenging ones, but obviously they're the most rewarding ones as well. So I think everyone here agrees as we go in here. In fact, that's the perfect transition, by the way, to go into motivation station. If you guys turn to page, what page is that? I'm turning to page 23, and let's just go ahead and read another quote for fun. Is that okay? Emily, will you read for us?
Sure.
Page
Jim-
22?
Jim Rome, not Jim Rome, okay.
Yes, not Rome, the radio station guy,
Yeah, the sports guy.
or sports guy, yes.
If you go to work on your goals will go to work on you. If you go to work on your plan will go to work on you. Whatever good teams you build, end up building us.
Yes. So and it has a lot to do with what Laura was talking about. Is usually when you have a goal, and Emily, if it's not trying to work on someone else, but if it's working on something to improve you or something you can improve, it's in your control. Then what ends up happening is it just ends up working on you, and you actually end up having to step up to get to that level. In fact, another thing that Jim Rohn always says is, how does he state this? Make the kind of goals that will make something of you to achieve them. Make the kind of goals that will make something of you to achieve them. So it's going to push you. It's going to make something of you, make you stretch beyond where you are now. So with that said, motivation station, this is defining all the reasons why in the world you would want these things that you just spent the last 25 minutes frantically writing, okay? And we're going to narrow those things down, but if you can, and it's almost easier now that you've kind of captured everything on paper, to just average it all out in your head and the emotions, and average it all out and say, well then, why did I write all this? Or what is the reason behind this? The why, the big why, okay? So if you turn to page 24 and 25, there's just 2 pages in this station, but this is perhaps, after you have everything written down, the most important part of it all, because this is what will drive you to continue to go after it, even when you run into the obstacles. Even when you run into, in 2 weeks, when everyone gives up on their New Year's resolution, okay, if you have a big enough why, then you'll find any how. You'll find any how to do it. If you have a big enough why, you will do whatever it takes, right? I think you've probably all heard that in some way or fashion. So work and think on this, but we're only going to take, we're not going to rush through this part, but we're going to take some time, put some music on. But here, and I'm just going to write on here, or look on here and write up here, is my ultimate vision for my life and my ultimate purpose of my life. And you might think, well, why didn't we start with that? Well, it's hard to think of this sometimes when you don't just spill your guts on everything that you have on your mind, on what your goals are, and it helps. Did it help to go through categories, by the way, to think through categories? For some people, it's not the best, but I think most of us, it helps to think through categories and say, well, what do I want there? So think through all that, and now add that all up and say, well, then what does that mean? What is the ultimate vision that I have for my life? When I'm ready to die, or when I'm ready to end whatever I'm doing here, what do I want to be like? Looking at that point, and what do I want people to think of me as, and so on. So go ahead and just start writing, and I'll start, and I'll say a few things that might help. But go ahead and just start at the top one, right here, the ultimate vision. Don't do the purpose yet. The purpose is the why. This is what you want overall in your life, not in a category. In your life, what you want to be like. This is who you want to be. And it helps to sometimes write it as if that's who you think you are now, even though you're not really there yet. We're never going to give ourselves enough credit anyway, so you might as well pretend that you're there now and write it like you're there now.
And the why, the more emotion and passion you can get into this, the more results you're going to get. I've shared my story with quite a few of you guys, but I was a fitness expert for, literally since I was like 15 years old, I've been into fitness. And I never really defined my why. I always heard that, like, you have to know why. And I was like, I just want to know I can run fast. I want to know I can fit into those clothes, but I didn't get deep and passionate about that why, and it took me to a different level in life. It took me, some of you guys knew I got super lean, super skinny, and really it's because I was lost. And so I'm just trying to express how important it is to get passion and emotion into it, because even being an expert in the body industry, I didn't have a deep enough why. Once I got that deep why, that's when you have that overall connection between the body and life.
Is anyone lost on this?
Well, we're writing too much.
Right.
One sentence.
Right, whatever you want.
What?
Why is kind of like what different type of person would you be when you knew your why? Or what?
This doesn't have to be like mission statement fashion, although it can be. I'm just saying it doesn't have to be like you're writing your mission statement as much as you're just trying to say, what do I see myself as? If it helps to write in bullet points, do that. If it helps to just write like crazy, do that. Okay, we're gonna take one more minute on this.
Waves are coming. Waves are coming.
All right, start wrapping that up. All right, we're going to move on to the reason why. And by the way, if these kind of gel together in your head, that's okay. I mean, it's the what and the why. If you kind of wrote why you want it as you're writing what you want, that's fine. But if you haven't gone deep enough into why you want these things in your life or who you want to be, then now's the time to do that. So let me give you an example. I'll see if I'm brave enough to share. Do you guys want me to share an example from my own part of my life? All right. All this comes from being the son of this great mother over here, right? All right. So I tend to state it as if I'm already that, even though I know I'm not, so I just tend to state it this way. So I have and how I've broken it down is I'm a peacemaker, I'm a leader, I have the ultimate family, and I'm physically powerful, and I'm a money master. Those are and I broke them down into categories, but it actually doesn't read like that. I'm just going to read the first 3, okay? So this is just to give you an example, because this is going to sound corny. I'll get out. Okay, so this is not at all to to brag. This is more embarrassing than anything. So this is my ultimate vision of who I would be. Okay, I am a peacemaker. I follow my Savior Jesus Christ. I'm a Christian. Ta-da. Every day by serving, giving, and sharing His light with others. I pray daily and keep a constant prayer of gratitude in my heart. I study daily for insights and inspiration for my soul. And I am a leader. I lead my family by example to serve others, be kind to others, and to show charity and genshai at all times and in all places. Genshai is like charity, by the way. I lead people through the power of influence, and I lead them to believe in doing good and in serving. I have the ultimate family. We spend valuable time together, treating each other with love and respect at all times. We experience life together in outrageous, fun, and creative ways. We love to smile and uplift others with our optimism and faith in God. That's 3. So that's however you want to write and do. You can write it bullet points, but that's really the essence of it. And you'll notice as you dig deep, that's taken me a long time. I've refined that over 6 years. And it doesn't mean you have to have it perfectly refined, but you'll notice as you refine it, at least I have, it has nothing to do with things, and it has nothing to do with finances really in the end, even though you can have some financial goals, but usually what happens is your finances tend to just want to support the things you really want in life. So you'll notice that you'll figure it out. You'll have that enthusiasm hit you more when you start feeling really what you want. That a lot of people say, well, how do I know that's what I want? Even though I kind of writing those things, because sometimes it comes from parents, sometimes it comes from religion, sometimes it comes from things that you don't know if it's yours, right? So you'll know usually because you can feel enthusiasm, like also you want to jump out of your seat and do it. That's usually how you know. If it's yours and you can own that. So anyways, go ahead and so for purpose, have you started on purpose yet? on why. I didn't give you time for that yet, all right? Okay, so purpose, all you're going to do now is just say why. Why is that? Purpose tends to be shorter than the vision, just because now you're saying, this is exactly why I want to do this. It's to support this or support my family. It's to become the best I can, whatever it is, okay? I don't want to give you the words because it needs to be yours, but go ahead and take 2 minutes to write down purpose, and then we're going to take a 5-minute break, actually. And we'll come back. So, 2 minutes. Write down why you want that ultimate vision for your life. About 45 seconds left if you haven't finished up. Start trying to figure out why you want this stuff in your life. About 10 seconds. All right. So wrap it up. We're going to take a 5-minute break. So we're going to take a 5-minute break. So if you have to finish up, then finish. That's fine. But stand up if you're done and just relax. Go to the bathroom. Bathrooms are out in the hall straight. I think there's one on each side of the hallway right there.
Yes.
So, and then you can ask questions right now. Anyone online, go ahead and ask questions right now. It'd be a good time, and Christy and I will answer them as well. What's that? Oh. That's the exaggeration. I'm glad. I think the times that we see the most is when we're setting goals together. You guys kind of find that. When I say setting goals, I set a workshop together. Talk about it. Figure out. Is this helping? Just to get clear for the year? Yes. That's right. You guys are. Yes. We're gonna. I'm actually really excited about the next part. ideally, we'll have an action plan. No, I was thinking of like this, it's like we better scheduleize action. They are having yes. Oh, you I did full first week.
That's like for the.
Alright, John. So how do we figure out what's June here?
Those to Arizona, yes.
Which movies?
Yeah.
Let's just switch to next one. God, I was sitting there and I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
You thought it was great for me to share.
Excited for you. What did nobody said that?
Super weird. I know, even sick or something.
I just was instantly about something.
Yeah, but that's sleep. If we get enough sleep. Yeah. That's like the 40s. Nasty germs thing. No.
Mom just had a really good idea for this song. She said we should probably smoke pot to get a better steak really fast.
Which cool one you have?
She's all, I don't know how to drink that good American. Smoke pot. That'll work. That's an ambient.
Yeah, she knew that next time, right?
We have a video of her.
Oh no, black man,
I have videos out of it as well. Like, taking it, I didn't realize, like, you don't have to get to that right away. And I didn't do that, I just took slow, and so I don't remember. I the comments the video and I was like, what happened? And finally she got me into bed and we could sleep, but that was just funny.
Okay, let's get going again. This next page, we're still under motivation station, by the way. This next page.
We have like some people competing with us next door.
Oh, is it?
And the smell. Don't smell that.
Yeah.
That's not 2013.
Hey, that's like Cafe Rio style.
Baked beans, right?
So let's get started though on time. I just want to make sure we leave enough time to really get the action plan going. So motivation, page 25. So it's just, you guys did the ultimate vision, ultimate purpose, but then just flip it over to page 25. This is actually really nice to do. This is one of my favorite exercises to do, and it's really easy because you just finish the sentence. So on page 25 again, if you see that, you're going to write the, so in fact, let me do this. Let's have Justin.
Yes.
Why don't you finish this one for us so we all can get going here. So finish the first sentence for us out loud. The people that inspire me the most to live my ultimate life. You just define it right. Define my life. The people that help inspire you to do that are
Family, friends,
specific.
my wife, my 2 children.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. No, I would say that's a good one.
Everybody else.
That would be your motivation, in other words. So after you write these things down and finish these sentences, if you want to know what motivates you, there it is, okay? So go ahead and just finish those sentences. The reason they inspire me is because, and I'm just going to go ahead and keep reading these. Just go ahead and write these answers. The rewards that get me outrageously excited to live my ultimate life are, so the reason I say rewards is we're all motivated by rewards of some sort. The rewards can be tangible, they can be intangible, it doesn't matter. So an example of rewards would be in 2013, working towards my ultimate life. The reward would be, I know that we're going to be going on a vacation at this time, and I'm just going to be excited because I'm going to be eating this well by that time. I'm not necessarily, and you may not even have weight to lose, but you just want to feel a certain way by the time you go on that vacation. That would be a reward. Or perhaps if the reward is that you're just going to feel confident, extremely confident, that reward. So that's more of an emotion that you're the reward. So whatever that is. And then write down the reason why those rewards excite you. And the last one, and I know you might not be to this one yet, I'm just blabbing here. The things or people or events or outcomes or organizations or all of the above there that I want to contribute to in my life are. And the reason why I want to contribute to those people or organizations or events or outcomes is because, fill in those. It's important to always think of how you want to contribute, because the easy answer for all of us, if you want to feel fulfilled, is when you get to the point to where you feel like you can contribute continuously. When you're able to contribute to your family, to your marriage, to your children, to the community, to your job, to humanity, whatever it is, to an organization that supports those things as well. Whatever it is, if you can feel like you're contributing, that is the ultimate feeling of being able to live your ultimate life. Okay, one more, well, how much time do you think we need? Another 2 minutes? Is that okay? 2 minutes good? And then we're going to move to action station. Start wrapping it up, about 30 more seconds.
So let's move on to, do we have a transition one, or are we good on this? We're moving,
We need to stand up.
we need to stand up. We just took a break, but we will stand up.
Have your phone.
Yes, it's right. We're gonna move on. So now we have some motivating things to remind you of why you do what you want to do, what you do, right? Emily, will you share some of those? Share some of your motivations. You don't even, if you want to read them, that's fine, or you just sum them up.
Okay, so which
Any of
was
them.
that? My motivation, definitely my boys.
Your boys.
Yeah.
How many boys do you have? Share.
4,
Yes.
no girls, 4 boys, yeah. So they inspire me because I want them to have a full, rich life and maybe avoid any pitfalls to learn from my mistakes and just, I want them to have a great life.
Mhm. That would be a good reason. Aaron.
I put down the people who motivate me is my mom and my wife, and my children, of course, as well, Christ. 4 main people, I guess, that motivate me to become what I want to become.
Yeah. So that very good one. And Mont, share with us. I'm gonna pick on the guys right now too. What?
What would inspire me, of course, a big one for me is the gospel of prophet would inspire me to want to be better, listen to him. And of course, my brother, be better with him, he encourages me. And my children and grandchildren.
Yeah. Very good. Okay. What up, Don? We're gonna switch to the gal for a second. Doesn't have to be share people, but then go ahead and share something else too, since everyone else just shared people.
The reason they inspire me is because they love me unconditionally.
They love you unconditionally, and that inspires you. And what? And that inspires you. Why? I'm gonna ask that one more deeper.
Just because I want to be my best for them, as well as myself. But
So does it help for you to be your best? It helps to know that they'll love you unconditionally.
yes, and because they give me that love, I want to be able to share love back with them.
Be able to reciprocate that
Yes.
to them. Very good. Okay. So yeah, no, that's. Go ahead. Huh?
We're gonna have a transition dance.
Transition dance.
Oh, dear.
You hear that, everybody? Transition
Yes,
dance.
I wanna see your groove
Hey, lead us, Christy.
for 20 seconds. That's all you have to do. We're gonna close our eyes.
We're gonna switch off the lights.
For the lights.
This is our favorite song, our boys' favorite song. Okay, just 20 seconds.
Well, we gotta do the other one.
Yeah. I'll start it. Onliners, you guys can get up. Come on, 20 seconds. Ready?
Hold on. There we go.
Move around. No one really cares.
No dancing in the camera.
I'll dance to you guys. I can't see. Hey, you can do this. Ready? Here we go. Do you know how to shuffle?
All right, that's enough of that.
Oh yeah!
Woo!
I have to admit, it felt good. So, Emily, go get one, girl. Heidi, you get one. You can read your book on the stair mirror.
All right. Hope you guys got up and danced at home. Having fun? All right. So here is where the rubber meets the road, so to speak. This is where everything you wrote down in the first station, dream station, you went through all those categories. You made sure you understood why you wanted the motivation behind that and who you really want to become. And now it's about taking it and breaking it down into even to the daily actions you can do this year, today and tomorrow, that will take you to, by the end of 2013, to actually meet the goals that you set for yourself, okay? So let's break that down right now. It's really simple. I don't want to make it over complicated, but in your workbooks, you have on page 28, it just shows that we're going to go through 4 steps to break it down into daily actions. Excuse me, my voice is going. And then page 29, we're actually going to do something in what I would just say consolidate your goals right now. So this is going to take a little bit of time. This first step is going to take about probably 5 minutes, I'd say 4 to 5 minutes. But what you're going to do is I have one here that says my top annual goals are, and then to the right, you guys see that it says the month I plan to complete these goals. Basically, you're going to write my top goals, and let me see one of the words that you write back to your categories, Justin. So, show everyone examples. Yeah, pretty good. Okay, fine. So see, Justin has his goals here, written down here. That's where he just kind of captured everything. Right here is your life category. You might be wondering if you're not a shift member or you haven't done this yet. You might be wondering what that is. We're not going to go into all of that, but the main thing is that you're going to highlight your top, and the steps are right up here at the top in like 10-point font, but 2 to 3 goals that are a must that happen in this category, that are an absolute must, 2 to 3. Okay, if you can't find any more than 2, that's fine, but no more than 3. 2 or 3, no more than 3, write them here. And I want you to write them here because that's where you're going to glance in the category, but basically what I want you to do is do that in each one of your categories, and then go to that one sheet and consolidate it all down into your list. So there should be around, 14 to 21? 14 to 21 goals on that final page where you're consolidating them all together. I know that's a little bit of work, but it's actually nice to rewrite them out and to actually simplify it, okay? So again, go to your first category where you captured everything, your first category, and highlight star next to them the top 2 to 3 musts. And in fact, if you don't want to transfer it over to the other page right now, that's fine, but at least when I say transfer over, I mean transfer over here. If you don't want to do that, you're okay with this. That's fine. But we will transfer and finalize over. You're going to have, at the end of this step, I just want you to have a final list for the year of 14 to 21 things, in other words, that you're going to be working on over the year. And they can be big or small. These are musts. These are the things you feel most strongly about. Doesn't mean they're the most realistic. They're the most strongly. There's a big difference there. Is anyone lost or confused? Good. Should be moving on to the next one at least, or maybe the third one. Just writing quickly. By the way, maybe this will help too, is don't feel like if you have a long paragraph written out as a goal, break that down to like a phrase for your goal, for when you're consolidating here. You've already defined them. You don't need to do that again. You just need to break it down. How are we doing? What category? How many categories have you knocked off so far? 2, 3? Is that about where you're at? 2 or 3? Okay. I'm just trying to gauge time. Praising joy that you did. Yeah, pick no more than 3. Doesn't mean you can't get the other things. It just means these are the 3 most important. If by the end of the year, those are the only 3 you would be perfectly happy.
What if you want
In that category.
3 and 1 and 1 and 1? Do you
That's
have
fine.
that?
That's fine. You don't have to
You
have
have 0?
2. You got 0. But no more than 3. You can get a minimum of 2. You know, something that you want to work on. We're actually going to break it down even further in the next step. So, if you think it's hard to break it down right now, let that little launch into your hair. All right, how many categories do we have?
3.
Eric, are you done?
So I just put a star next to it.
There we go, that's fine. Just making sure. Yes, so there you go. Then, I would later go ahead and do that because you'll want one sheet
Yeah.
just to have, boom, right there for you to say these are what I'm working on. But we're actually gonna highlight the top 10 out of that list even now. So that's why I was wanting to get one place. How are you doing, Dawn? Dawn? Looks like you're about getting halfway there, yeah. On. Alright, good. Reeled in. Alright, looks like we all have around 2 to 3 categories left. So take a minute per and then finish those. I don't want to push you too much to finish these just because this is important that you actually have them narrowed down. Because the big thing about goal setting, if you haven't taken time in the past, this is probably the only time you're going to take it this year to do it this intense. So I want you to do it more than this time, but typically this is one of the most intense times you'll do it like this. So just a tip, if you want, especially if you're not part of Shift, like where you're going to get materials from us, you would want to keep this and just repeat it again about every 3 months. 3 to 4 months is really smart to do. What's nice is it doesn't take you near as long, in 3 months. You're going to review what you already have, but you're also going to be able to find new things, or like, oh, I don't want that anymore. I don't care. There's going to be things like that.
It's crazy how just little things, just writing what you're writing will make you live tomorrow that much more different, more meaningful. So, it's kind of what I get out of goal setting. I really think about even the way I drive better. Not as many tickets.
Not as many tickets, huh? That's beneficial to keep your insurance.
Yeah.
We found that out. It's like, what in the world? How do you get drunk for fishing? Oh, okay. I was thinking for driving.
Remember the day I got it? That was all the best possible thing that could ever happen.
Okay. All right. You wrap that up. Where are we at? You got another one left, Emily? It's okay. I'm just gauging time. Okay. 2 more. Laura. You got it? You got yours? Okay. Heidi, how are you doing? That's fine. I'm just gauging time. 2 more. 3, 2, 3. Okay. Nope, we're going to take time to make sure and do that. Anyone online listening, just take the time to make sure and you consolidate your goals on page 29. Everything you wrote down in your categories, we're consolidating them onto one page, or at least narrowing it down to your top. You shouldn't have any more. If you have 7 categories, that means mathematically you should not have any more than 21. Hopefully around 14 though. If you have questions on the steps to take here, it's at the top of that page too. There's 3 steps that we're following.
Yeah, those steps are the capture the 2 to 3 in each of your life categories. Highlight your top 10 for the year. And I want to hear about those top 10. And write the month you plan to complete each of your top 10 goals. Designed all this.
All right, let's wrap that part up. I'm going to move on to the next part. So, if this is my sheet, and right here you guys can see on the right, you just wrote down your goals here, consolidated them here. Basically, what I'm going to do is if you want to visualize it this way, but if you have January through December on your months, I want you to, the first step we need to do is narrow it down to, let's narrow it down one more time and star in that list now your top 10 musts out of that list. Again, 10, so you're going to narrow it down even more, your top 10 musts, and then we'll go to this step I was just talking about. So go to your list of, so it's okay to have your head.
Okay.
So all the way put the goals here. Narrow it down. We're going to transfer them over here.
Okay.
And then narrow it down to this.
I can
Narrow it
star.
down. You're doing it right now. Yeah, you
Okay.
can star your 10. Because the goal here, the whole outcome of doing this, is if you can accomplish these 10 goals by the end of 2013, how happy would you be? Would you be excited? Would you be, I'll be okay? You want to make sure that these are the top 10 goals that you're like, this is what I must get done by the end of 2000. Not just get done, must experience, or whatever that is, your goals, okay? Sorry. that. It's amazing how you keep cutting things out.
Kind of hard to start these last.
But this is the last time we're cutting them out. You'll have your top 10. And by the way, it doesn't mean that you should give up on the other ones. All I'm saying is you need at least 10 musts. 10 things that you're not going to let go. These are the ones that you will make sure that you continually to go after, no matter what time or obstacles you run into. These are the 10 musts. By the end of the year, these things will be experienced, accomplished, done, whatever they are. Okay? If there's another 10 of them after that you want to go after too, then do it. I found one of the fun little magical things that happen is when you consolidate your list and you only focus on those things. The funny thing is those other ones, actually the ones that seem to be important as well, tend to take care of themselves quite a bit. Not every time, but quite a bit. A lot of those things will actually just happen. So that's always a nice plus. Either that or you actually, because you're focused, you're able to get those things done and you have more than enough time to get more done. So, all right. So, if you've started those things, the next step, all I was going to say is that you can do this for all 21 on here, but in the column here on the right, just write. You can abbreviate it. You can just write a letter, the first of the month, or the first letter of the month, that you want to accomplish it by. Not when you start it, when you want to complete it. Now that might not even have a timeline on it. Let's say it's just to have a certain attitude, one of your goals. Then you can put a line by it or a star or whatever you want to mark it as. That's a continuous goal for you. It doesn't end. But if there's something that has a deadline, you need to put what month you're going to actually accomplish that goal. When that's going to come to realization. And hopefully some of them, they're not all it's not just gonna be December 2013. It's gonna be, one might be February, one might be in 3 weeks, I don't know, but I'm feeling these are your top 10 goals. They might take a little longer, So make sure you put the months by. The reason why we're doing this is it takes you to the next step, and then the next step is where we get to break it down, and then we're going to really, really get into the action plan here.
Brent, this is a good question. So one of the goals is to spend 10 minutes with each child a day to listen to them. It's an ongoing goal.
Okay.
So then, what month that would be completed then?
I wouldn't say that would be a month. I would say when you will have a plan in place or an action plan in place to have that for you to start doing it then. That might be a start goal. But it should be a never-ending one, it sounds like.
Yes.
So, that is a good question.
Yeah, like mine was that I would for sure start going to, that I would have like for example, like a body and sleep schedule. So obviously that's ongoing. So I took 1 month where I established and I practiced a morning and evening ritual.
So
February
would
and I had like all my workouts planned for the month.
Yeah.
So it'd be actually planning it and then incorporating it would be completed, even though it's an ongoing goal.
Yes. The goal here too, one of the outcomes of doing this, the reasons why is you don't want to get overwhelmed. You don't want to start everything in January, because if you do, you're just going to start gritting your teeth and throw in the towel. So it doesn't mean you shouldn't start everything in January. It just means you shouldn't be trying to accomplish absolutely everything in January. It should be broken out. You should be able to at least take it over time and chunk it down. And we're about to do that right now in the next step. So is everybody, how are we doing on breaking it down into the months? We okay?
Yeah.
Sisters, you doing okay?
Yeah, most everything's ongoing.
Yeah, okay, that's fine, and that's totally fine. Okay. So that just means if you have a lot of things that are ongoing, you have less thing goals, you have more emotion/relationship goals, that's great. Because most things that we want in our relationship don't end. There's very few. Unless you're trying to get them to stop something, and then you want that to end. So, there we go. Okay, or get yourself to stop something. Stop yelling at kids. Check. Right? Okay. So let's move on to the next one. I know this is a lot of writing, by the way. I would never expect you to do this every day or every month. Do it as much writing that you've done so far. The whole point now is that you've gotten it down to now where you can actually do a monthly, weekly, and daily action plan. Really simple. You've done the hard part now. You've narrowed all your goals down for a full year. Think of where we started. Your hand was hurting, your wrist was all going crazy. You wrote down a bunch of stuff. You've narrowed it down to the top 21 maximum goals for the year. Now you've said, well, but out of those 21 goals, or whatever, however many you had at the time, there's 10 that I absolutely must and want to happen. And now we're going to break that down into a monthly plan, and then a weekly plan, and then what you can do daily to work towards that. Okay? Does that all make sense so far? That's a long ways. That's actually quite a bit. More than what the majority of us would do by ourselves. Let's just say that. Okay? So here we go. Monthly plan. I'm on page 30. If you want to follow along here. And what you're going to do is use this page on page 29 you just filled out to say, and we're just going to start with next month in January, just to make this easy. And this first page, you actually just can use, it says on the left-hand side here, up at the top, it says monthly review, my top 10 annual goals. Don't worry about doing that right now. You just did that kind of. You want to use this though monthly as it comes to the 1st of February, the 1st of March, the 1st of every month. You want to review it and just do a quick rewrite your goals. It's great to rewrite your top 10 goals, and then there's some percentages of completed, and just measure yourself where you're at. It's a great little measuring tool. At the beginning of every month, just say, where am I at with my top 10 goals? How am I doing? And then follow the monthly planning checklist. So this sheet is to be done. You don't probably need to do it right now as much as you need to do it on February 1st or the last couple days of January. Okay? So how did you do the past 30 days?
Print this, make lots
You
of
get copies of that. If you're a shift member, we're going to actually, that's one of the new tools you're going to have, is you're going to actually have your own, it'll be your own thing. So you'll have your own planner that takes you month by month if you want it. But keep it if you want to make copies and do that, that's fine. Okay, so that one's the review, but that's a good one to have if you want to fill that out. We're not going to take the time to do that now. But on the other side, there's the month, okay? So you'll notice there's a pattern here. You capture for the year, you capture, then you narrow it down, then you make it to your musts, and then you schedule it. That's just the and it's at the top of your every step here. Like on the monthly one, here's those steps to remind you. On the annual paper that we already went through, those same steps were there. But basically right now, write January at the top. You don't need to fill in these days yet. I don't want to take the time to do that.
Write on it.
No, you can write on it. You're gonna have a PDF sent to you anyway, so you can print this out, or you can print the pages out that you want. I love you, Laura. So, all right. So there's 10, the top 10. You're doing the same thing here. So these are top 10 monthly goals. So one, you probably already have a goal. If you wrote January Day next to any of your top annual goals, you need to put that as one of your top goals here. Okay, that's why we wrote a month next to them.
It already says, okay, that's like scheduling what you'd call like in the, Stephen R. Covey would call your big rocks, scheduling in for your month. You said, well, I'm already supposed to get that in. Put it on what week, or if you're working on multiple weeks, whatever you're gonna do, put it in. And then write the rest of your goals down. So if you have, I just want you to think through January right now. Think through January and say, what do I need to accomplish? What are my goals this month? Where do I want to be by the end of January? And think through categories again in your head, but don't worry about a capture on this as much. It's just write down your top 10, okay?
And don't feel like you have to have 10, like sometimes.
Yeah, if you can't think of 10, that's fine. But this is anything though. So this is, do you need, like in sales, do you want to get this? And with your home, you want to have this thing cleaned up and this in place. You want to have these pictures hanged. Do you want your car cleaned by this time? I mean, hey, it's anything. So, do you want to be having wild and crazy sex by this time?
These days.
So, gosh. I don't throw that out these days. We're gonna ruin it. So the point is write those down. Actually, after that, you're going to highlight your top 5. I just want you to keep practicing that motion of saying capture, then highlight your top must. Capture and highlight your top must. You're going to get used to that. What will happen is, go ahead.
I was just saying, this step to the next step, specifically for women that are really wanting to stay focused, is this is the most crucial step so that you break it down correctly so that you can condition what you want. Because we can put what we want down. There's actually a conditioning process that goes to it, setting up to, you're gonna have to wake up at this time, you're gonna have to go to bed at this time for that to really happen.
Christy, how long has it taken us to get this down?
All the time.
I said us, I didn't say you.
Long time.
What's a good average for waking up and going to bed?
Well, if you don't have, well,
You said good average?
good average,
Good conference and
if
stuff.
you,
Sleep's important, isn't it?
Yep.
very important. Very
7
important
to
for
8
your
hours.
metabolism, for your mood, for your emotion, for your body, for your hormone levels, everything.
And we're gonna get into that, so don't go too far into that, because we're gonna
But-
go into a daily
I
plan.
remember
Time
when
is
this, President Eagley said he went to bed at 6:30, don't go to bed at 10, and woke up at 6:30.
Early bed, early to rise,
Healthy,
well, Mason, healthy, wealthy, and wise. I believe in it.
Believe in it. Okay, so if you've written down some goal, like what do you guys have so far? Share it, because these shouldn't be too personal, some of these would just be very basic.
Monty, if you can get ready to go to bed every night at 10.
Christy, listen.
That's my hard goal.
One of ours is to create a family mission statement. That's
Okay.
what we do. And then we still do it, but it's kind of it's that do one-on-ones with our boys to take them to breakfast. So
Cool.
we're not going to rotate through that. So, and then we also do like, we have, as we do have 5 fast food people, we kind of go over 5 different things with our kids, how they
Okay. Cool. So doing that, so that's in January, you want us to get that back.
You wanna
Or not back,
establish
but
that?
Make sure that's still happening in January.
Yeah.
Cool. Aaron, what else do you have for work? Share something with work or something professional life.
I didn't put any of those in here,
Okay, that's fine.
but I have in here just to be calm and patient with my kids.
Good.
It's kind of ongoing, not just for January, but it's.
Yeah, but January, this is one I'm gonna focus on. Perfect. Calm, okay.
So Sunday morning, you want that,
Yeah.
that scheduled
Sunday
and
morning.
highlighted in.
Sunday morning, that's a good one. Dawn, what do you have as one of your top?
Cut out sugar.
Cut out sugar. So in January, is that like all of January or, okay, so all of January, you're gonna cut out sugar for
Yes.
30 days. Got it.
many grams should you eat a day?
We're gonna get into that, young lady. We're gonna skip that question since you're my mom. We'll answer that later. You can't have any sugar. If you have any sugar, you die.
Oh.
Better bring your truck over, get it all.
I know, we better get it out.
Bring your kids over.
All right, yeah. So you have your top 10 goals. The next step would be basically just saying when and again, I don't want this to, I want it to feel like a very rigid thing, as in here's the next step, here's the next step, but it's more about conditioning this in to where you're like, okay, this is how I like to do it. And for instance, Aaron, he's just consolidated down on how he likes to do it, but he's doing the steps in his head is the whole point. You're either doing it, you gotta at least break it down in your head of how you're doing this, because otherwise, trust me, I've done it 1,000 times in 1,000 different ways of planning methods. It just doesn't happen. So
Okay,
you've
so
got
how
to.
do you do that? Like,
I'm saying if you've broken your monthly goals down into at least 10 things, or at the most 10 things, you don't have to have 10, but you've broken your January's
okay, so
goals
let's say it's like
down.
healthy eating.
Okay.
You know, get sugar out of your head.
Be specific, okay?
Okay.
Now what we're gonna do is break it down into your month. Your month is here just as a monthly view. These are the things I would look at. The monthly view I'd look at once a week probably, is what I would end up doing. The weekly view we're gonna go into in a second here.
Oh, okay. So
And you're actually going to break down your week and say, this is what I'm gonna do this week, this is what I want to accomplish. But the point is if you started with your annual goals and you're able to plug those into your month, and then you're able to take your month that you just plugged your annual goals should be in this list now because you just planned that. And
So
if
what
you-
would I write in the month? Like shop on Saturday, or what would we like?
What do you mean?
So-
To break down a goal? Just any monthly goals you have for the year.
Like this week, you could say, throwing out all the junk in the trunk. And, you're gonna do that this week. You're gonna make sure that your cupboards stay healthy the whole week and that you focus on lots of water.
Like
Oh, okay.
determine.
Does that make sense?
That
Then-
family loves
Yeah.
healthy, like write a list.
Yeah,
So
so
there,
if it's
because
a-
there's steps to everything. So then like this, so then like this second week, Emily could be like, determine which day would be my healthy eating shopping day.
Okay.
So you determine the date and then you go that day. You know what I mean? And you build on it.
So that's what I.
And then it could be like,
Yeah.
determine what type of meal plan I want to eat the third week. And then the fourth week, it could be, actually recognize, I don't know, it would, something, that's gotta come from me.
So the point is, I want to make sure you guys are getting it down too, because I like that you're trying to break it down. That's perfect. You're trying to say, well, then how do I break that down into like little goals each month or smaller goals? Because these are bigger, right? They take some time. The point is, as long as you're breaking it down, you know you're working towards what you want the whole year. If you started here, you're
Yeah.
breaking it down your month, and you say, well, then how do I get my monthly goals broken down into smaller goals and then the even smaller goals to work at them? That's the whole point. That's what we're trying to do.
The fourth week could be reporting back to Christy on how my month went of like my steps. And then we'll refine it even more in the week. This is even more fun.
So Greg, you're not gonna have like 10 goals for a month, or are you? You have this,
I just, it's 10 spaces, but you gotta narrow it down to 5. Yeah, no, it can be, but the reason why, so like when I'm planning a month, for instance, I'm just saying, let me.
say like my experiments, like that I learned that things like what's like.
Yeah, so you know you're gonna get it done in that month, the whole.
So I only want to be
I can't list your top 10, but I want to accomplish completely. Yeah, if it's an ongoing thing, there's a step to that ongoing thing. So, okay, if I want to be more, what's the word, then I'm going to book the first chapter of this book, or I'm going to re-listen to this talk, or that would be, because he knows that's what I'm work towards, and or a month, that's, so you're just, all you're doing
And
is
if it
the process
doesn't,
of goals, it's really breaking down each thing, it's all just. And so, but the top 10 monthly goals, you don't always have to think, okay, what's happening based on all the goals. The reason why I like the first step is to know that you already did that. You already have your top goals. So all you have to do is take a glance at that sheet and say, okay, so what am I working on this month? Oh yeah, I do want to get that step. So I know. But then I know I also have this game with my kids at school, and I'm going to make sure I gotta get this major thing done for this party. That's just your top. So a lot of times you break down little to 10. It's not overwhelming. There's all things in it, but you for sure want 5 things that you're just like, I have those ones. You always want to have a thing plus, like, because otherwise you end up with 2 things down. 10 that's what happens. Or what do you got? Yeah, or you try to take them off, and it just doesn't happen. So you just turn them down every time. And then I just go to it. If you like it, I don't tend to do this part here. I'll do this. This is a good visual if you haven't done this in a while. I just change my or my computer or some drag. So I really use that. I'm more of a visual person. I like the first part of writing, but I don't like the monthly and the daily process. I just tend to turn things over or reuse them so much. So, we're going to go into week now. We're going to go into the week. So I was just discussing this with Heidi and Aaron on the monthly view. Just asking, hey, do I have to have a top 10? And do I mean, it seems overwhelming to have 10 goals. And if you're overwhelmed doing that, it's because I'm explaining it wrong. That's just anything. These top 10 can be one of your annual goals that you wanted to accomplish in January, and you broke it into 3 chunks, or little bite-sized chunks to get you towards that goal. So it could be, well, I want to go get a gym pass. That's one. That's part of your top. Or I want to, if it's for body gym pass, go sugar-free and drink 2 or 3.5 liters of water minimum for at least 5 times a day, or excuse me, 5 weeks out of I can't even talk now. 5 days out of the week. So it's little things, the little things, okay? So that could break it down. And then it also, just think of anything that comes to your head. Oh, I've got to take my kids to this camp out, whatever it is. So that's one of the top things you know has to get done. The next step after that, so if you have them on a monthly view, and I'm more of a digital person, so I'd have this on my computer or on my phone. So on my iPhone, you can view by the month or whatever. I tend to write all the big annual things. I like to write that out, but eventually they get transferred to my computer to where I have them in some type of, I'm not going to go into apps and things, but basically you can have them in somewhere, and you can just say, I want to have that done on this day of the month, this day of the month, and this day of the month. It's kind of like dragging and dropping, right?
Do you have a app that you use?
I've used like 7 of them, but I like to do. It gives enough levels for me to break it down into projects / goals to do, and it's relatively inexpensive.
So do you really have like a daily plan you offering from every day?
Not on paper, but I do exactly these steps every day.
This is a huge leap in your life.
Yes, and we're going to get to that huge leap.
Not planned, and
Right.
I can see the benefit.
But mostly I just use it some kind of to-do / project tracking, and then I use a calendar. That's pretty much what I use to make sure I'm sticking on track with my annual goals. And same with our company, like any business goals, it doesn't change. That's just a category. That would have been another category over here that says business, and it's just the goals there, and it's broken down. So it shouldn't really separate.
And this way it makes planning more fun, because you feel a little more clear, like, yeah, I'm gonna get my goals if I really refine it down this much. So at first it seems a little overwhelming, but once you continue to refine, cross out top 10.
You'll figure out what you don't like in this process. Again, you don't have to use this exact process. The point of this is conditioning on how you like to break it down. So if we go to the week right now, let's go to the week. I don't want to spend a ton of time here. I just want to get the exercise done. the benefit of doing this is if you write your categories, if you were to write your categories at the top of here, and this would be pick a day right now and write it on the front of, in fact, flip to the front of your booklet, and on the front of it, write, or if you really need person you don't like to do in front. But right on the front, which day you're gonna plan every week. So is that a Saturday, is that a Sunday, is it a Monday, what day? Usually it's gonna be the beginning or the end. What day are you gonna plan your week, and what time? If you don't have this, you won't do it. That's just all there is. If you don't have a day and a time, you're not gonna do it. So, which day are you gonna plan your week? What time are you gonna do it? Make sure it's not a time you're gonna get interrupted. So, and that you're coherent. If that exists, is there a time that you're not interrupted and coherent?
Oh. 6:30.
6:30. What was that? Okay. So we have the week is all you're going to do when you would plan your week is that day that you just designated. You would just say, you'd break it down by category and you just wrap it up and say, okay, on Sunday at 8 p.m., I'm going to plan my week. I just say, okay, I capture the things for my week now. And you've already captured for the month, so you can just hurry and look at your month view and just say, okay, yeah, those things I know I need to get done. And then you just wrap up the rest. So that's how you use your planning sheet.
Do you write the, I don't know how you use the columns.
The columns are, so when you say, what do you mean?
Category capture for
Oh.
for-
So I write your categories right here.
Oh, 7 categories.
And then just capture them again for the week. And you don't have to do this, this just helps you think through it. And eventually, it comes faster, it just kind of tells you one column, or just categories and go. But then, schedule us. Out of those, you just start again. You start again and say, okay, what's out of all that I just filled? Dumped all the things that are in my mind over. You don't have those moments where you have a big week ahead, you know, you're gonna get this, that's where you dump it all. And then you'd say, okay, we did well, absolutely, and what day are you back? And then that's when it comes to that scheduling process. So we're not gonna go too deep into the daily one just because we'll actually end up but the daily one is just a repeat every week. All you're doing then is you wake up in the morning and do your shit. So I do it the night before. But I'll just do a quick thing. What do I need to make sure I'm accomplishing tomorrow? Get done. I look at my weeks. I've already scheduled things in my calendar. I'm like, okay, I know I'm getting this. What else do I have? That's it. So every day, I know exactly what I need to do on target. What's nice is at the end, I know I'm working towards the end goal because I wrote it down. So I don't have to rethink it every day. Start there. So methodical, but once you get down this, it brings certainty to your life that you know you're working towards what you want. So, all right. Why don't we do this? We got to wrap up. It's 8:40. We stuck pretty well to our time. We're going to follow up email wise on some examples. I wish I had more examples today, but I don't like giving examples on planning too much because it makes someone think that they have to do it that way. Like they have to write those things. So I like a structure, and then we'll send you some examples now so you can see like how we plan the week and what it looks like, and you can start doing your own way. So
Hey,
thank
let's
you.
give a big hand for 2013. Thank you guys so much for coming.
Good job, guys.
I'll come through now.
I'm afraid.
We didn't have that. We just have you sign your things. Your assignments. For you. Right here.
That is not a scam. We've been
This is you saying you are committed to doing those actions. Taking action.
We were all the artists.
Yeah, it's a jam now.
We'll get some applause. How are you?
To do, make a pot.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It's like a photo to the city center downtown.
Yeah, face that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Very well done.
Hey guys, we are done, but I'll keep commenting back on chat, okay? So I'll stay on broadcast, but I'm just gonna stop recording. You guys are awesome. Happy 2013. Loves.
Good to have you.